Alright, welcome back. Hope everyone's having a lovely day, a lovely night, wherever you're from. And real quick, before we get started, I want to give a lovely shout out to the channel members on this channel. So thank you so much to these lovely commanders here that you see on screen. Thank you guys so much for your guys' extra generosity and your support. It really means a lot to me, so thank you so much. And if you're actually interested in becoming a lovely commander yourself, you are interested in any of these cute and lovely emotes, the loyalty crown badges, if you want a special role in the Discord, make sure to join the Discord. But as always, if you choose to do so, thank you so much. Just remember that's not the best way that you can support me, because just watching the content like you are right now is truly the best way. Liking, subscribing, commenting, everything really does help. So thank you guys so much. You guys are the best. And for today's video, something I wanted to talk about is in regards to my should you pull video. Now, if you're new, before I went on my hiatus, I ended up doing videos where I would talk about if you should pull for the character. And I talked about 3 categories. I like talking about the income aspect of it. I like talking about the waifu, which is subjective as always. And then I like talking about how good is she? What's her skills like? You know, is she worth pulling for her skills? I also wanted to talk about the solo raid aspect because I used to do guides, but I kind of feel like talking about both because I think Quency was very interesting in this solo raid. And in general, I really enjoy her. I'm not going to spoil anything until we talk about it, but you know, let's get started. And first things first, I just want to say, love the backgrounds. They got fixed and one of the best idols in the game. I swear to God, dude. It looks too good. Anyway, when we're talking about income, I'm talking about where everybody's gems at, everybody's vouchers, and your pity tickets. Now, if you're in a situation where you don't really have much, and you're trying to like amass pity for the anniversary, I highly recommend just skipping, because remember that these are standard banners. Both Phantom and Quency are going to be added to the wish list probably when the anniversary update comes out. So if you're planning on pulling then, you might as well wait, because I think Rouge, Phantom, Quency, but then I think we're also getting one more event possibly, so who knows. But if you're low on income, I highly recommend saving. Now that being said though, if you want to pull no matter what, I'm not going to stop you. I'm just giving some recommendations. Pull for what you want, have fun with the game. At the end of the day, we're all gambling addicts, so don't even listen to my advice. But in terms of that, I think if you have plenty and you're just trying to amass pity because you're just going to pity the anniversary character, then go for it. Remember, the anniversary characters are a 1%, so it's not pretty if you're trying to pull. But if you already know what you're doing and you're saving, then go for it. Do what you want. I'm just letting you know. Now, in terms of waifu aspect, I don't already have to say it because you've already seen it from just the lobby screen, but I absolutely love this character for the fan service. It's pretty damn great and kind of shows that Shift Up can do some good ass fan service, especially with their amazing quality of art. I think, in my opinion, when it comes to these 2Ds, I think Nikke is at the top of their game, in my opinion. And if they do good fan service, they can do really good fan service. I know they can do it. So when we get stuff like this, it's like, damn, dude, it's so good. Like, the idol's so good that you don't even have to worry about MLB. Now, in terms of, like, you know, her shooting pose, I just want to say it already looks good, and you get some belly button, so it's already a 10 out of 10. The assets on the back are like, and you're getting side booba with that too, so it's already crazy in my opinion. Now, when we're talking about her skills though, this is where I need to first off and say, if you're planning on pulling for her and using her, she is a very needy character. Quency is absolutely a needy character, and that means your best minimum is probably going 4-7-7, and then maybe going 4-10-10, or just if you really like to balance everything out, just do 7-7-7, like as the minimum. I highly recommend also giving her a doll if you can. You can really invest in that. And she needs at least OL gear, because she needs some good lines. Now, I got a good amount of elemental damage lines, which I was actually pretty impressed about. I got 3 of them. But you really want to at least get a max ammo, like a few max ammo lines as well for her. Hit rate's not really that important because of the buffs that she stacks. Like, it's really good. And for cubes, I feel like Resilience and Bastion depends. If you're using bunnies, go for the Resilience. If you're using Bastion, go for Tia and Naga. But if you're not really using her in anything, I just recommend using like Resilience, especially if you don't have max ammo. If you have max ammo, then maybe go Bastion. But for me, Resilience was definitely the way to go for solo raid. And I think she's really good. Now, do I think she's meta? Is she groundbreaking? No, I don't think so at all. However, she is really fun to use, and that's great. We're not getting another situation where it's another Bae or Clay situation. Now, if you're new and you really don't know what a Bae or Clay situation is, think about some of the best looking characters in the game being absolute dog shit. And I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but characters like Clay and stuff who, yes, she looks amazing. She looks phenomenal. She looks so good. Underboob, sweat, belly, looks too good. One of the best bellies in the game. One of the best asses in the game too. And she's absolutely not that great. She is pretty damn useless. And she has a really butchered kit. And Bae is, at least she's good in PvP. She looks great too, but in if you use her in PvP, which I do, I still think she looks great. I love both designs. And it's a shame that they didn't, they're not up to snuff. But with characters like Quency, both fan service and as an actual character you can use is phenomenal. I think she's probably going to be around S, maybe SS depending on the bosses. And I think that's really good. I think she has a good purpose in this game. And she can be used pretty much anywhere if you want her to. Just give her the right amount of investment, get her a good team to pair with her, and she'll treat you right. And I just want to say, I want to see more characters like this, not necessarily like as good as Quency, but just getting close to there. Because I'm always going to use my #1 favorite character in this game. I'm always going to use Eleg. Like, she's not perfect in her skills by any means. However, she has a good amount of utility. You can use her in pretty much any team you want, and she is good for a distributed damage team. So if you really like Eleg, and you want to make like a fun distributed damage team, just for shits and giggles, you can put her on here with Quency, and then maybe just have a CDR. So you're good to go. And I appreciate that. I genuinely love characters that are, not like top 10 like meta or something, but are just really good, and they look great too. Now, at the end of the day, it's all subjective, but I think it's great. I'm really happy with how this character was. I know some people were worried about the distributed damage, but in my opinion, I think distributed damage is a really fun idea, and I like that in games. So I'm really glad to see more of that in this game, especially with the whole meta that they're going for. Now we're going to have to see how Phantom is, but there's no way that I'm going to be able to invest as much as I did with Quency into Phantom. I want to save for the anniversary or whatever unit to invest in them. And then at the same time, I just don't see a reason to outside of Elysian Tower. Phantom comes out right when the solo raid leaves. So there's really no purpose into investing in her unless you really are down bad for Elysian, which majority of people are. Even if you're endgame, I mean, Elysian Tower sucks. So hopefully Phantom's good. But even if she is good, I don't think I'm going to invest that much into her. So don't expect much of me talking about her. But that's a good segue because I wanted to give my thoughts on the solo raid so far. Now, for me, I'm level... God, I don't even know what level I am anymore. Like, because you're always capped at 400, so it doesn't matter what level you are. But for me, I'm level 421. So I'm endgame. I've been playing since day one, CBT. So this is all going to vary. And in terms of my raid ranking, I'm 0.5%, or 0.50%, I should say. I'm in a pretty damn good spot. But this solo raid really does show how much investment you have in your characters. So for me, my first team, I ended up using Crown, Litter, Alice, and Scarlet Black Shadow, and Privity. Now this team's really not perfect, but I personally chose to use this team just to take advantage of just having at least one water code and then using Alice and Scarlet. Now the reason why you would use Alice and Scarlet here is because the charge speed for Scarlet gets buffed because of Alice just existing. So really, really good. And just having Crown as just an overall amazing buffer. Totally not broken character. She's great. For my team 2, I went with D Killer Wife, I went with Mari, I went with Red Hood, Winter Ludmilla, and I went with Maxwell. Now this team would be a lot better if my Maxwell was invested. She is not. I would recommend at least getting her, like, pretty decently invested because mine is just bare minimum. I don't have a lot of resources because I'm telling you, Nikke needs to, like, give you way more skill mats, especially for how many characters come out. They really need, like, more. Or at least freely let me reset skills and stuff. I really think that there shouldn't be a lock behind that. I think it's frustrating, but it is what it is. In terms of my team 3, I'm using Tuve, Bunny Soda, Maid Privity, Blanc, and Noir. I'm skipping out on using Leona and I think Bunny Alice just to get the most buffs that I can. And this team turned out pretty damn good. I was pretty impressed. Juve, if you can give her enough investment, because this is a very high investment team, like outside of the bunnies, the normal bunny girls, like Soda Bunny, Tuve, and Maid Privity kind of need a lot of investment just to get anywhere. So just be warned with that. And I'm just using the schoolgirls, Quency, Rouge, and Ein here. And very happy with how this team turned out. I didn't realize how good Quency was until I played, and I was really happy. With my investments, you know, you could probably get more, but I almost got $1 billion into challenge mode with this team, and I was happy with those results, honestly. I was expecting way worse, especially for me. Sometimes I kind of forget that I'm pretty much a whale now at this point. So for me, I'm like pretty much a low-end whale is the best way I could say it. Then I ended up just using a really scrappy team. We used Doro, Summer, Rosanna, Asuka, Ray, and Modernia. Modernia was just pretty much just constant DPS as like a flex. And this team, I don't think I ended up doing, 700 million. Now, that's obviously going to vary with everybody because of investments, but I just wanted to show that in terms of me with using my teams, I got to that percentage. And Quency absolutely did great. I think she was phenomenal and I think exceeded my expectations. She sounded great on paper, so I'm really glad that she turned out great in game. And I wanted to know what your guys' thoughts are on the solo raid so far. Do you like it? You know, I personally don't really care for the frames. I think the frames this season look really, really bad. Like, I just don't care for this. This is boring. So, I was surprised that I even got here. So, I mean, either way, I'll probably just hopefully take it. But they're all pretty bad. Just these are really bad. So, I'm hoping I just at least get frame 3. But let me know your guys' thoughts on the solo raid. Let me know your thoughts on Quency. What is your guys' plan? Are you guys going to even be pulling for Phantom? Are you guys excited for a possible Nether event? Let me know. But that's going to be it from me. So I hope you guys have a lovely day, a lovely night, wherever you're from. And if you actually got this far, I just want to say there are some big things in the works right now, because I might be working on a VTuber model. I might actually have a 2D VTuber model right now. I just need to get it rigged. There's a chance that I might have that. So I don't know if the production here is just going way out of budget, but I'm really excited for the future of this channel and to be able to make a full announcement talking about it. So we'll see. I'm still working on also getting my emotes overhauled. So this is great. But, you know, if you got this far, thank you so much for supporting me and just like actually watching all the way through. It really means a lot to me. So thank you. Take care.